Good evening and welcome to another live stream from a home in Italy. And yes, I know it's Thursday, but yesterday we were without the tinternet, as a famous comedian in England says. We were without it yesterday. Luckily, everything's back to normal now. So here we are. Did you notice I didn't put it off for another week? I was close to it, but then I realised that we have the tour next week, so definitely couldn't do that. But really looking forward to tonight's show because we've got something a little bit extra on tonight. What's tonight's, Tony? You should have put that on. Where is it? Hold on a second. Let's start this again, shall we? Let's start this again. Where is it? Where's the thing that tells us what we're actually doing? Here we go. There you go. Tonight's live stream. It's a news section, which is going to be a new part. We're going to do that at least once a month. We've got a few updates, and then we've got a Q&A. Can everybody remember how the Q&A works? You know, where you think of questions, and then I give the answers. If we can all try and keep that in our mind, just so we can see how that goes this evening. But there you go. I'm looking forward to that. I hope everybody is doing well. We're actually supposed to be in springtime, but things are not so spring-like in Abruzzo. But you'll get to know about that shortly. Hopefully things are going to change really soon. So tonight, what have we got? We've got Salve from Chicago. Salve, Chicago. Let us know where you are. Let us know where you are in the world, everybody. I'm feeling a little bit out of it today because it's Thursday, so I'm not used to doing this on a Thursday. I've got I've got really, really bad hay fever, so it probably looks like I've been in a boxing ring. So I'm a little bit all over the place tonight, so do bear with me. But tonight we have got stunning photo of the week. We've got some delayed claps as well. We've also got Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials. Oh yes, they're back. They're actually back. They're in the hot seat tonight because they're way behind in points. We've got a new section that we're going to do once a month, and this is we're just going to call it the news of Abruzzo. Oh yes, that's what's happening. That's what's happening tonight. So quickly, I just want to talk about the tours because we do have a tour next week. We have the April tour, obviously, because it's April. The last tour in March was absolutely fantastic. So really hoping to get a great group as well. I'm sure they are going to be a fantastic group. But that's next week, next Thursday, next Wednesday evening, Thursday and Friday. So there will be no live stream next week, just to let you know. We'll be back then the week after. For those of you who don't know what's Troy and Tanya here and getting excited, 26 days to being back home in Predsa. I'm not even going to say the last two words. So for those of you who don't know what the tours are, I'm sure most of you do by now, but these are group tours that we put together every usually 3 times during sort of springtime, spring, early summer, and then also in the autumn. We take groups of people around looking at properties to suit all different budgets, lots of different areas. We just have a lot of fun, and this is Pacento. This is close to Pacento, where we have our lunch on one day. This is in cold Sulmona. It was cold and wet on the last time, but still everybody in very good spirits. But it was either that or they weren't going to get a lift back to Pescara, so they were forced into the Smile. This is in Raiano with the group in. Can't remember when this was. I think this was autumn last year or something like that. Then we have the group in. This was Intro d'Acqua. So it's lots of fun. We like to have fun on these tours, and this is in Palombaro as well. So if you are interested in joining the tour, let me just get rid of this. There you go. I'm all over the place today. I feel like I'm all over the place. The tour dates, let's just put those up if Tony doesn't mind giving me the screen. There you go. He's done it quickly. He's done it quite quick. So the tour dates, 23rd, 24th of April. That's next week. We do have 2 spaces on the bus for that one. If somebody wants to book, so I have 1 or 2 spaces. If you are interested, you should be able to book it on the website, and yeah, we should be able to fit 2 people in. Then we have the 28th and 29th of May. Again, I think there's 3 or 4 spaces left on that. We do have a few spaces on some of the tours this year. I think it's because of current world situations that we're not going to go into, but I know that's possibly putting some people off traveling, which it shouldn't do, but there you go. I can completely understand that. But there are some availabilities also for May. And then in autumn time, we have the September the 24th and 25th and October the 22nd and 23rd. The October one is definitely, I'm not saying it's booking up, there's plenty of space on it, but that's the one that lots of people seem to be booking at the moment. So if you are interested in coming on a tour, visit the website www.ahominitaly.com. Click on the tour section and you can have a look and hopefully book and join us on one of those. That's the tour bits done. What else have we got to do? We've got quite a bit to do tonight, so I'll get through some of this quite quickly. Let's do the stunning photo of the week. These cheers are terrible, aren't they? Really, really terrible. Stunning photo of the week comes from John. John sent me this quite a while ago. He just sent me a number of photographs. I'm going to have to thank him for a couple of them tonight. And I thought this was really stunning. And it's not even in Abruzzo, but this is a stunning photo. And it looks like a stunning place as well. Have a look at this, everybody. Don't you think that's a stunning photo? I think it is. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So, John, thank you so much for sending that in. You did send it in quite a while ago, and I don't know how I missed one. But this is obviously, I'm presuming it's in the States, Old Tacoma City Hall, with the local volcano Mount Rainier in the background. It's just a local volcano, you know. There's nothing to worry about there whatsoever. What a great photo. Thank you so much for sending that in, John. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm going to have to give thank you to John as well for another photo that's coming later. And I'll tell you all about that shortly. So that is stunning photo of the week. See, we're getting through pretty quick now, aren't we? 7 minutes. I've already done stunning photo of the week. We're getting on with it. We're doing it. Are you getting any questions ready, everybody? Don't put any questions on yet. I'll tell you when to do it, because if not, Tony, the producer, will he'll just basically not put them on the screen for me to read. Okay, so Troy doesn't listen very well. Here from Nova Scotia. What was that again? I missed that. Here from Nova Scotia, Canada. Troy doesn't listen very well. I'll go with that. Definitely. Is that Tanya that's writing that? Or anyway, there you go. What else have we got? I suppose we better. Should we say hello? Should we bring him on? It's Tony, the Kazakh producer. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
How are you, my boy?
Oh, very good, thanks. You?
Yes.
See, you're still supporting the hat.
Yes.
And you've got a new microphone and headphones on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm becoming more professional, David.
Yeah, if you could have just maybe tied it up a bit behind you, then...
That's never going to happen.
That's somebody laid down in the background. Tony, you're going to have to help me with something. Why? Because we've got a new feature.
Have you?
So I don't know whether to do that first. Should I do that first? No.
I'm supposed to be the producer, and I never hear about these things.
Well, I know. But this is going to be good. This is going to be something that's it's going to be a regular feature. But I do need your help on something. But before we do that, before we do it, let's do the Domenico and Tony's. I always forget the name of it. Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials. Let's get this done, and then we can move on to the news, and then we'll start. I don't know. We'll just sit here and just talk about nothing. Is anybody watching us, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad they are. Anyway, so Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials. For those of you who have no idea what's going on, I'm going to give a phrase to Tony, who's going to say it in his best Italian. Later in the show, Domenico is going to come on and say the same phrase in his best English. And at that point, you can try and guess the film. So the film, we're going for Action today. And if I remember rightly, you guys are slightly behind this year. Let me see.
I don't think we are, David.
I'm on 23. You're on 4. So a bit of catching up to do. Are you ready for me to send it to you?
Yeah.
I want
you have a problem with numbers, don't you?
Huh?
You have a problem.
I do.
With numbers.
Here we go. Are you ready? I'm going to hold on a second. Hold on. Here we go. So I want this in your best Italian, and you've got to say it in the style of. I mean, it's an action movie, but you've got to be quite. What's the word I'm looking for? Sort of quite not humble, a bit humble, but sort of a bit sort of. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, not at all. But that won't be the first time.
Neither do I. Here we go. It's coming to you. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to study it. That ringtone. So you have to say it in a style of sort of quite a I can't think of the why can't I think of the word? Anyway, just a very mysterious sort of deep thinking type thing. Does that help? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. In Italian. Nobody can guess the film now. So David Palladino, if you're watching, who I met for the first time. Did you see David last time we were in Vittoria?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
Met him for the first time a couple of weeks ago. But if you are watching David Palladino, no guessing on the Italian. Wait for the English. Okay, you ready? Go.
È come un dito che indica la luna, non concentrative sul dito, altrimenti vi perderete quella gloria celeste.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Well,
I'll give you a five.
I've been speaking like that, Gav, for about the last 3 weeks, and
Well, yeah, we'll be going into that soon as well.
oh, why?
Okay, Tom. That's
Okay.
oh no, I need you to hold on. I need you to right. So now we're moving on to our new section. Before we start with the questions, that hopefully tonight everybody's going to be writing loads of questions down to ask. Otherwise, it'll be a bit of a flop, this Q&A. Anyway, so start thinking of questions. Just make them up. That's what I do. If nobody asks questions, I just make them up. No, I don't. That's not true. Right, Tom, are you ready?
Yeah.
So this new thing that we're doing this evening.
Okay.
Okay.
The news, basically.
It's the news from Abruzzo. Yeah. Where I need your help for. You know how things sort of, you know when there's the news headlines that are read out. And you have that sort of music, like the the exciting type music. That's going to be your job to do that.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So as I'm reading the headlines out, it's going to cut to you. But it gets a little bit more difficult because you've got to be bang on when you see yourself on the screen. You've got to be there ready. There can't be no pauses because it's all about keeping the excitement going.
Okay.
You look really excited. So you know what you're doing.
I'm going
something like that. Yeah. Okay, but as soon as you see your photograph.
Okay.
Here we go.
See my photograph.
No, not now. I'm going to take you up. We're going to try this, folks. So this is the news from Abruzzo. So, Cyclone Erminio hits Abruzzo, leaving up to 3 meters of snow on the mountains. 7% Italian tax scheme for pensioners has changed.
Boing, boing,
Boing.
Boing.
I thought we were sticking to the exciting. A home in Italy posts twice a week on YouTube. If anybody's just tuning in at this moment, they're going to wonder what the hell's going off. And now we have some breaking news. Hold on a second. Breaking news. Kazakh Tony, the producer, arrested in London.
Boing, boing, boing.
You're going to watch this back on YouTube and really regret coming on tonight. What did you want to say?
No, I'm just wondering where you get this information from.
Yeah, well, I'm just it's fresh in. It's fresh in from the thing where you get fresh news from.
From the teleprinter.
It's all it's all mod cons, It's similar to Sky News. Anyway, here we go. Let's start with the first. I want to give you a few little bits what's happening in Abruzzo. And the first one I want to talk about quickly is Cyclone Erminio that we had just after Easter. And it is true, it did leave up to 3 meters of snow in the mountains. It was unbelievable. It caused quite a few problems in Abruzzo, Molise, Puglia, and Basilicata. It closed the motorway heading north and south, south of Vasto and heading further south. Rivers obviously up to their limits, and some problems, especially down by the coast as well with flooding. Pescara seemed to handle things reasonably well because they've had some new work done in Pescara to cope with water problems that they've had there in the past. So that's had its maximum test possible. And it was actually, we were literally, which I didn't realize at the time, but we were under a cyclone, and all sounds very dramatic. And it was, in the sense of there was no sort of huge winds or anything like that, but it just didn't stop raining. There were some wind, sorry, but it wasn't sort of, I always imagine a cyclone, you know, that sort of thing where you tap red shoes and go back to, where they go back to? When what's it called, that thing that I'm thinking? You know, where you tap your red shoes together.
Oh, yeah. Can't remember.
Thanks. Anyway, but it just never stopped raining. I mean, I've been coming here now for over 20 years, talking to friends of mine that are in their 50s, and they've just said that they've never known anything like it in their life. And it just never stopped. It was torrential sometimes, but then it was just steady rain and just stopped. And a few people contacted me say, and I've read a few things on Facebook where people are worried about coming to Abruzzo. You know, are the roads okay? Is this okay? Is that okay? You know, obviously, I don't want to make what's the word? I don't want to say it was nothing, because obviously some areas have been really badly affected, and especially down by the coast and inland from Vasto as well, where the types of earth that and especially around Vasto, and the clay, the kind of soil that they have there, has caused some huge problems. But in general, the vast, I've been traveling around quite a lot over the last week or so, and the roads are absolutely fine. So if you are worried about coming out, then please don't be put off. Obviously, check where you're going just to see if there was any localized problems. It's mainly been due to sort of landslides and things like that, because the rain, I say, was relentless, and it has caused a lot of damage to some roads. So I don't want to say that there's been no damage, because there has, but you shouldn't really be worried about traveling around. I've not seen anything sort of that's blocked off where I've been traveling. I've been traveling quite a lot, as I say, over the last week. So anybody that's thinking about coming over, it shouldn't be a huge concern. The mountains got put on alert purely because the amount of snow that dropped was just, I mean, bearing in mind, all through winter, most of the ski resorts have been closed down because it's just not been the snow. And we had, just before the cyclone came, temperatures were starting to get up to spring temperatures. When the group tour came, we had 2 terrible days of rain, and then it was after, I think it was just before Easter when it happened. The full 3 days, it was just absolutely crazy. And what happened was, it put in our local mountains, it was something like 2.7 meters of snow in no time whatsoever. And then as soon as the cyclone passed, it went back up to 21 degrees again. That was Easter weekend. So obviously people were worried about, you know, the snow's built up that much, and then all of a sudden the heat, and obviously the snow's going to melt and it's all going to go somewhere. But it was madness. I've never seen anything like it all the time that I've been here. But obviously people have managed as they do, and all the emergency service and everything else. Seeing these guys in full swing, you realize, you know, how fantastic these people are all over the world. But obviously we're giving praise to them here in Abruzzo, because they really kept things going. So even though it was a crazy time, you may have seen lots of photographs. You know what it's like when people talk about an area and they sort of, it seems like the whole area is like that. You're fine traveling around. There should be no disruptions. I can't get my words out for the vast majority of places that you're going. So that was Cyclone Erminio that hit in Abruzzo. So the next big bit of news that's come out, I don't know if you've heard, but the 7% Italian tax scheme for pensioners has now changed. So the rules before, this is now an official law. It's the law number 34 of 2026. So from the 7th of April, in the part, the 7% tax scheme, for those of you who don't know, is something that the government put in a few years ago, quite a number of years ago now, where they're inviting Italians that have lived out of Italy for more than, I can't remember if it's 5 years now or 10 years, something like that. If they want to come back to Italy, they can go on to this new reduced tax scheme where you're basically taxed on your worldwide income at 7%, and that's for 10 years. So obviously you may still be taxed in your own country, but you charge 7%, and that was in towns in the south of Italy. So the south being Abruzzo, not Lazio, but parts of Lazio. I think parts of Umbria and parts of Le Marche are also included in this, but mainly Abruzzo, Puglia, Molise, Campania, all of these sort of areas down in the South Sicily. In the past, it was for towns up to 20,000 residents. They've now increased that to 30,000 residents. So if you can find a property in a town less than 30,000 residents, not 20, then you can go onto this tax scheme. So that has opened up not many towns in Abruzzo, but Francavilla is one of them. Francavilla al Mare, which is near to Pescara. Ortona is another one, again on the coast. Rosetto degli Abruzzi is also. But the one that's caused a lot of interest from people is Sulmona. Obviously, Sulmona is really popular with people, and Sulmona now comes under the new rules under the 30,000 scheme, so you can actually move to Sulmona and get onto the 7% tax scheme. Because I think Sulmona is currently about 21,000, something like that. So that's great news for some of you that want to live in the bigger towns. Obviously, the smaller towns, nothing's changed on that. But anybody that's been thinking about some of the bigger towns of Abruzzo, and in particular Sulmona, then yeah, that's what's happened. So that is quite a good bit of news, I think, for that. Then we have the next thing is, you may have already noticed, but we have started posting twice a week on YouTube. So we're starting to post on Wednesdays as well as Saturdays. Saturdays will always be our usual property videos that's hosted, that's filmed by me. On the Wednesday, I'm trying a few different things out. I obviously I put some the last one, sorry, not the last one I put on. The first one that I did was an update on our swimming pool, which after the cyclone was almost full. But not ready. But we are trying a few different things. And last week, I think it was, I put some of the agent videos that we do, because the way our business works is we go out looking for properties. We find the areas first, and then we go out looking for properties. The best ones make it on the channel, not necessarily the best ones, but we have to have a certain order on the channel. We have to try and sort of mix the areas up a little bit. And then the agents that work with us will send us videos in of properties and say, look, what do you think of this one? Could this make it onto the channel? And we look at these videos and decide whether or not it's going to be one that we're going to do on the channel. And what we do with some of these video properties, obviously I receive quite a lot all the time that I have to sift through, but some of them then make it onto Patreon. And Patreon gets, we try and put one on per week if we can. So Patreon members get early access to everything. Plus, they get these agent videos. Once they've been on Patreon and been on there, I wanted to release some of them. And I released one, I think the first one was last Wednesday, to see it was one that was done by Domenico. And this Wednesday was done by Domenico. Now, some of these properties, the one we did on Wednesday, it's quite a different property. I wanted to put it on there because it's in the town of Scano. For people that know Abruzzo, Scano is an incredible place, a brilliant place to visit. But it was actually in an old abbey, and the apartment is very small, but it was actually the abbot's chamber, as we say. And so it's obviously in an abbey connected to this Baroque church in Scano. So it's something really unique. Sort of mixed reactions to these Wednesday videos. Some people going on there and saying, why is it all in Italian? You know, where's the other person? Some people loving it, the fact it's in Italian. I would like to get some input from you guys, because you guys that sort of tune in regular every week, I would like to get some input for the kind of things you would like us to do on the Wednesdays, because I want to try and do some lifestyle videos, but they're the ones that take up a lot of time, and I obviously have to get property ones in. And when the weather's not great, I have to try and do more properties than anything else. But obviously the agent videos, it is Domenico or Claudio that's talking on there, obviously in Italian, but you can change the subtitles. I've turned off the option to change the voices because I think that's terrible. But subtitles are on there. What I'm considering doing is sticking with these things, but I'm thinking about doing sort of reaction videos. So I hate these sort of videos where people just stand there pulling faces and watching videos. It will be similar to that, but I won't be pulling faces. But the idea is that I will put these videos on at the same time as I've seen them. And I'll speak a little bit over the top of the agents as they're going around, because there's maybe things that they've missed off that I would like to add. I don't know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you do think, because I think that for me, I like the idea of showing some of the agents' properties, because there's on Patreon, lots of these properties do get sold. And I would like to put them out to people as well who don't get the chance to see this type of video. But I would like your input just to say whether you think it should be just left as it is, just with Domenico or Claudio, or whether you think a reaction video and a little bit more content in it would be potentially more fun and more. I don't know. I need for you to give me a little bit of input. You can either write it in the comments on here. You can either send me an email to the info@homeinitaly.com. Any ideas that you may have for Wednesday content, because I do want to try and do a video on a Wednesday as well as Saturday. I think it's all part of the kind of things that we want to do. Once I'm out there doing lots of videos, I will put extra videos that I've done on a Wednesday as well. But when in times like this, when it's difficult to get out, I need to fill it up with other different things. So any sort of any advice that you would give to me, anything you'd like to see, then I am quite happy to have a look through that and decide what we're going to do on Wednesdays. But please keep an eye out for that. As I say, on a Wednesday, 3 p.m. I'm probably going to change it to 5 p.m. But at the moment, it's Wednesdays, 3 p.m. and then the usual videos on Saturday. Okay, so the last thing, the breaking news, just before we go into the Q&A that hopefully you've got So the breaking news this evening, get your questions ready, is Kazakh Tony, the producer, was arrested in London.
Cool, blimey, Gav, I don't think.
No, the music. You're supposed to do the... Yeah, he's not very good at that, is he? So apparently, Tony, the Kazakh producer, was, as I say, arrested. Didn't say anything. Just finding all this information out now. It's just coming on the... I can't find the button to share this. It is. But apparently... Apparently he was arrested in London, and it was something to do with fish and chips that he bought in London, and somebody managed to snap a photograph of him just before the bill came. Big shout out for John. Just before the bill came, when he was presented with the bill, this was, I love that t-shirt, by the way, absolutely amazing t-shirt. What do you reckon, Troy? Great t-shirt, that. And he was last seen being dragged out by the police for refusing to pay £71 for fish and chips. And whilst being dragged out, he was mentioning something to do with at least Dick Turpin had the decency to wear a mask. I think I understand is what was said. And he was later arrested in London, safely back now to Italy. I'm sure you'll all be pleased. With certain charges pending. So we'll see what happens. That's a great hat again, isn't it? Troy, I'm going to get you some of these. So that's a little bit of news on our man Tony. We're hoping charges will be dropped, but here he is anyway, just to try and explain himself as to what happened last week. Let's just bring him on. Who said AI can't be fun?
It wasn't me, Gav, honest.
Who said it can't be fun? I have so much, but the thing is, while I was preparing this, the Silvana was at the, obviously we worked side by side. This is my desk behind me. Silvana's over this side, and she was stressing out over utilities. While I'm playing, having a bit of fun with AI. AI is just the best thing in the world. I mean, what is Elon Musk talking about? Well, not Elon Musk. What are the people that are saying AI is going to take over the world? Look how much fun we can have with it. It's just absolutely fantastic. And look at that T-shirt. We need to get...
I don't know.
Absolutely brilliant. We need to get these T-shirts printed up. We really, really do need to. I bet you can't remember that photograph was taken by John, who sent the other photograph when he came on a tour and took a snapshot of you. Anyway, there you go. I like to have my little childish moments. So when we do news, which will happen every time we do a Q&A, we're going to have some news about Abruzzo. Have a bit of fun. Give me something. Give me a story or something. I don't know, something with AI that we can add on to the news, the new news section of our Q&A sessions. Okay, folks. So that's the fun. The mad thing is this screen now is just filled. I need to work out how to get rid of it. It's just got that. That is really putting me off. Oh dear, how do I get rid of that? Here we go. Let's get rid of him. Perfect. Okay, so Q&A time. Did she mean Tony doesn't listen very well? Q&A time, everybody. David, did you have a little flutter in your heart seeing black and blue eyes? I did. Definitely. Okay, folks. So Q&A time. You know how this works, don't you? I'm going to now say Domenico's property videos are great. Molto bene. Molto buono, you should say. Well done. Thanks, Troy. I think they are as well. But I'm thinking a reaction to them may sort of help along for those people that you know who they are. I think some people responded to them that jump onto YouTube and just like to hurl abuse at people. But yeah, anyway, that's moving on. So yeah, get your questions ready. I'm now going to answer a question that's a few people have asked me. So Tony, look out for the questions. Hopefully we'll get one. But somebody asked me lots of people ask me how do you do the breakdown? Sorry, I'll come to that question in a sec, Tom. Let me just get this out of my system first. When we do the prices of all inclusive, what's in there and how we come to the breakdown. So the reason why we started doing this, and we're the only people that do it, that we sort of put an all inclusive price. First of all, the agents will get the best price possible. I'm not into negotiating very much because I think at the end of the day, everybody's got the limit. Everybody's got the limit to what they will go to as far as selling's concerned. If that's my doorbell. Sorry about that. Anyway, moving on. But everybody's got a limit to what they'll drop to. So an owner will say, you know, let's talk truthfully. If an owner says 90,000, the vast majority of agents or whoever it is are going to put 99,000. And then you slowly get down to 90,000. Everybody's happy. Now, there used to be times when people would say, oh, only offer them 50. It's all the people that know nothing about most things will say, you know, oh, I made an offer 50% less and still got it. Well, if you actually believe that, then the trick worked on you, because, you know, surely none of us believe that kind of thing anymore. We're not silly. We're not children. If somebody gives you 50% off, it was 50%. It was too high anyway. So what we do is we get to the bottom line. So usually our agents will say to the owners, if you make it to the channel can sell your house really quick. And that's the incentive that they have. But we need to know your walkaway price. And sometimes, and it happens all the time, we'll go out there and an owner will say, you know, we'll put it on for this price and we'll see how it goes. And straight away, I will say, no, it's pointless. Pointless doing that, because it goes on the channel. It hits the channel on a Saturday. Over 80% of the properties that go on the channel sell. And we usually know that within the first few days of it being released from Monday that we're in, that we're back in the office. And that's how things have gone. And we're grateful for everybody out there that gives us the support and purchases. We do a lot to find these properties in the best areas and all the rest. I'm not going to go into that, but that's how we do it. So we say to the owners, there's no point saying we'll start at 100 and then we'll drop it down to 80 because we think it's worth 80. You think it's worth 100. We're not going to do a video if you want 100. If you want 80, we'll do a video and we'll start talking. So that's how that works, because you get a quick amount of views and then they all just disappear into the background. Because as you know, I don't have a website. This is going to be changing, but I don't have a property portal on the website. So once those videos have been on and gone, then that's it. And that's what we say to the owners. If you want to sell quickly, best price. Then what we do, obviously, there's always works that need doing to the document. So we ask the owner, what do you want to walk away with? Obviously, the owners will have agents' fees and things like that. The vast majority of properties will need some sort of document work. Maybe the floor plans aren't correct. Maybe great uncle so-and-so's still on the documents. We need to take them. All these different things. So we've then got a breakaway, walk away from the owners. We then say to the owner, okay, well, you need to have this, you need to have this, this needs doing, this needs doing, this needs doing. We try and negotiate that into the price, but a lot of the times the owners will say, well, look, this is my absolute walk away price. So anything on top of that, anything, if I need to have energy certificate, which they do, if I need to change my document, if I need to do this, that, and the other, then that has to be on top of the price. And let's be honest, nobody's, horrible word to say, but doing you out of anything, because at the end of the day, if I'm selling my house and I want 100K and I've got 5 grand's worth of documents work, I'm going to ask for 105. It's simple, isn't it? One way or another, you, the buyer, pays for it. That's just the way it is. We can all try and dress it up and say whatever and put these discounts on and all. It's all rubbish, because at the end of the day, everything's paid by you. There was an example of somebody that wanted to use our Lean on Me service the other day, and they were buying a property for 20,000 euros. 20,000 euros, right? The estate agent was charging them 3,700 plus VAT. That's just the estate agent. That was just commission on a 20K property. Okay. And I'm guessing the same will have been for the seller as well, because they charge both. But let's say they gave the seller a little bit of discount for whatever reason, because they said they took a minimum of 4,000. So, which to me is ridiculous, a ridiculous amount on 20,000. It's ridiculous on 30 or 40,000 just as a commission payment with nothing else to do, just commission. So out of that deal of a 20 grand house, they're getting roughly more than 8,000 euros. Now you're paying for that. It doesn't matter which way we dress it up. So when people say, but how much is going to this person? How much is that going to that person? You're still paying for it, because it's you that's going to get the money out at the end of the day. So you have these situations where you've got a price that the owner will wants. You know how much work's got to be done on the document. Some houses that we're due to do the acts for, some tomorrow and some that we did last week have needed a lot of document work doing to them, and it's costing thousands in the deal. But again, we look at the whole situation. We say, okay, you want 100. You're going to have to spend 5, 6, 7K on documents, something like that. And then you've got the estate agent's fees. So that's already taken us up to 110. Do we still believe at 110 that house is worth it? That is what I ask myself, and honestly look at that. And every video that I put on, I hand on heart believe that is the right price. Because of the way we do it, we get them down as much as possible, and we cut through all the rubbish. You know what needs to be happening to this. Then we present that price to you. So sometimes it could be that the house is 100K. But by the time you put everything else on top, and obviously we include the notary fees, we include lots of different things. There's a big difference between one or the other, but that's the reality of it. It's pointless sort of, it happens so many times where people say, I had no idea it was going to cost this much extra. Or agents sell something and the owners didn't realize that they've got to get an energy certificate, they've got to do X, Y, Z. There's lots of different payments they have to make now if something's been given to them as part of inheritance. All these extras that the agents then pass on to them later. And that's a lot of the time while deals, then all of a sudden the owner says, well, hang on a minute, You know, I thought I was getting 50K, but now you're telling me that I've got to give you another 4K. I've got to pay a geometer another 2K to do this. I need an energy certificate that's going to cost me €400. I've got to pay this this tax for inheritance that's another €400. Then I've got and then the deal falls through. So we look at the whole picture. We put everything together, including our fees, including everything, and that is the price. And then we look at that and say, is that property worth it? Yes or no? And I would rather have 10 properties on a website or no website with properties on it and just do video properties with houses that I strongly believe are worth every penny, even though some people may say that's not what somebody wrote about the one in Scano the other day, you know, saying that's only worth 25K. First of all, you haven't got the faintest idea what you're talking about. And second of all, if that's what you believe, if that's what you're prepared to pay for it, then walk away. It's not for you, because the owner's not going to drop to that. You know, we know the market, we know it well, we know what's worth it and what's not worth it. And that's how we put our price. That's how we get our prices together. So it's quite a complex thing that when we are going to do some paperwork soon, that's going to make it easier for people to understand where these where monies go. But it is such a complex thing. But it's just so much easier to say, look, this is because if somebody looks at it and says the geometry fee is going to cost all that much, and you say, well, no, actually, your geometry fee is only this, but the geometry is going to be taken, like the last few days, $4 grand, $5 grand to do this because this wasn't right, that wasn't right, the other wasn't right. But at the end of the day, if somebody turns around and says, well, the owner should pay for that, well, the owners are paying for it. But in the end, you're paying for it all, if you understand. I hope I'm phrasing this right, because at the end of the day, like I said, if your walk away for any of us when we're selling our properties, what's your minimum walk away in your pocket? That's what we say. That's the words I always use. In your pocket, what do you want to walk away with? And from that point, then we add everything that needs to happen to make that house available to sell. Then we add our fees on. Then we add the notary fees on, the taxes on, everything else that we need to get you set up and running with all your utilities and all the rest of it. And that is the amount that goes on the video. So we believe that's the right way to do it, because you know exactly what's what. We also believe that we hammer the price down enough to cover that, because even if we suddenly did it like traditional estate agents, you know, the videos may look better because instead of 119, it may only be 105 the price. Obviously, it looks better. Of course it does. But at the end, you're still going to pay 119. So why not just say at the beginning? Why not just say right at the beginning, that's what the price is? So, and that's how we do it. And that's a bit of an explanation as to why we do it. We're the only people that do it. I prefer it that way, and that's what's got our reputation as well, as people know where they're at with everything. So there you go. That's that. Okay, Tom, was there any questions, or has everybody fallen to sleep and gone and disappeared? I'm just looking at his face. Maintenance of properties whilst owners are away, an option with you. You know something, I cannot wait for you guys, Frank and Tanya, to be on Meet the Home Buyers. What a story it's going to be with these folks, and hopefully, I'm saying nothing till everything happens. But anyway, he knows how I feel about both of them. So maintenance, we don't do it purely because we just can't. We're just too busy, to be honest, to take on sort of that kind of thing. But there are a number of people that are, and we have people over in the Sulmona way, and we also have people here in Palombaro. So from where you're looking to buy, Frank and Tanya, there's somebody just down the road from me, an English person that does it. There's also going to be an American couple that are also going to do that. They're just waiting for their visas to come through. So yes, there's never a problem with the areas that we deal with to do that. If you're not in any of our areas, just for other people to know, there's always people that will look around. It's always great to try and find somebody local and maybe even neighbors and things like that. But between all the expats that are coming into the areas and everything else, you will always find somebody. But we have the areas covered around Sulmona and those areas, and then obviously Palombaro to as far to Atessa, to Casoli, Faro San Martino, Lama di Peligna, Guardiagrel, Penapiedimonte, all of these. And we have people that they have their own businesses, but there are people here, yes, with no problem at all. Okay, Tony's been a bit slow now. How do you know the commune has approved previous renovations? Do they issue permits approval documents? Yes. So if it's depends on the type of restoration that it's had done and whether it needed permits, because there's lots of things that don't need permits, and especially over the years. And it also depends when the house was built. So if the house was built before 1967, then anybody could build anything, and you didn't need any permits, or that's just what happened. In 1967, they then brought a law out that you had to start asking for permission. So it depends where it is. You know, if you're ripping a kitchen out, or if you're doing plastering, tiling, if you're putting a new bathroom in, if you're doing all that kind of thing, these are not necessarily things that would require permits that need to be registered. But if you're having an extension done, maybe you've had I don't know, not the roof maintained, but if you've ripped the whole roof off and done everything again, things like that, then they would have permits, and they would be at the council for you to see. What you have to do in those kind of instances, if you're unsure whether or not something had permission, obviously ask the owners. If it was a long time ago and they don't have the documents, then you can do a check with the council. It costs about, it's called accesso degli atti, so access to the acts, so access to what these people have requested from the council over however many years. So any request that's gone in for that building after 1967, you pay maybe €80, something like that. It takes a while for them to do and put it together, and then everything will come out. But yes, you can do that. You can check on that. Please discuss the services you offer for second homeowners in Abruzzo. So again, we don't, if you're talking about services afterwards, that's not something that we do. What we do as part of our service, so obviously we take you through the entire process. We're usually here as your power of attorney, go to the notary to sign on your behalf, liaise with the notary, with the agent, with the owners, everybody else. Sort out the contracts, do the translating of the contracts. Once we've done the actual deed, gone to the notary, signed for it on your behalf, then we also then look after all the registration of the utilities, changing the names over on the utilities. We have people that go into the property then just to do a quick check maybe before you come out, meet you with the keys and all that kind of thing. Our job then finishes there. The people at this side of the mountain, so Palabaro, Casoli, Faro San Martino, all of that, the ones that open up the house, give you the keys, and meet you when you come out here, they also look after the properties at this side. At the other side of the mountain, then there are people that will sort of do a similar thing. It's not, Domenico does so much, but the property maintenance and that kind of stuff, there's people at that side that we can put you in touch with. They're not part of our company, but we do know the people that and we work a lot with the people that we recommend. In terms of builders and things like that, in this area, there's two building companies that we tend to use. One of them is an English guy that lives quite close to where I live. He's registered himself here and has a good reputation amongst expats. Obviously, the language is a great thing as well. He also has a geometry here, and everybody else needed to get the permissions and everything else. So we tend to sort of pass things to him, and then you contact him and do that. We also have, excuse me, another guy that does it here, an Italian guy who speaks perfect English, that he gets involved for the bigger projects. And he will look after all that kind of thing. At the other side of the mountain, so Sulmona and all the areas around there, and going up to Castelvecchio and all the areas up that side, then there's a guy, Stefano, that we use, who owns a construction company. Again, he speaks good English. He has geometers, architects, everybody that you need. So yeah, we have people to do that, but we take it so far. Excuse me. I've got hay fever and I can feel that it's really getting into my throat. Okay.
I think it's probably worth pointing out as well, on your website, Dave, in services, you have a PDF that highlights your services that you do.
That's very good. My personal services.
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't want to talk about them.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Tom. So there you go. I didn't realize there was a PDF. Oh yeah, there is a PDF on the services. But yes, you can go onto the website, click on services, and you can see most of the things we do on there. But as I say, we take it so far. We used to do project managing and the rest of it. When I say we, Silvana used to do, but it's just time, and we now concentrate getting it so far and leave all of that kind of thing to the people that have got the building companies and all the rest of it. It just works much better for us that way. Dave, will you be putting out some Italian culture videos or town visits that are separate from the property videos? That is something that we really want to do, Andrea. That is what I want to do. And I think we mentioned before that our children also work in the business. Children, I'm talking about as if they're sort of 8 or 9 year old, but they work in the business. Our daughter has almost finished university and is going to be taking on a few roles with us soon. She'll be doing this. She's obviously looking for other jobs, but she's going to be coming in and working on this. And our son will be shortly soon as well, which hopefully is going to free me up to sit by the to get out there and do more videos, because that's exactly what we want to do. So the Wednesday content, the idea for that was to do town visit, was to do lifestyle, and as you say, the culture videos. That is something I really want to do. The reason why I've not done it up to now is purely time. Again, the business that we have involves so much trust. I had a conversation with an extremely nice, I hate calling people clients, but I suppose I have to do, that's going to be buying a property in Rocca Pretoro. So a big shout out to him if he's watching. And you know, we were speaking about the trust thing, because we tend to forget that on the other side of a phone or on the other side of an email, not that we forget, but because we do this so often, where we're dealing with people's money and dealing with people's property purchases and all the rest of it, that we sort of almost forget that the other side of it, there's people there that's handing over large amounts of money to where we tell them to send it to, which is unbelievable. And for this reason, and the trust, the amazing amount of trust that all you guys give to us, everybody that's purchased through us, and keep coming on here and writing great things about it, which is a huge help, by the way, because obviously it makes people feel comfortable. But what that means is we don't like to pass our services on to somebody else. So we don't. It's kept in the family, if you want to say it like that. You know, we personally take responsibility, because it's a huge responsibility. People are giving, you know, sometimes life savings to us, and whether that's a house for 10,000 or whether that's a house for 500,000 makes no difference to us. It's people's money, and it's a huge responsibility for us. And people are so gracious, if you want to say that, to give the amount of trust that they do, that we feel that we're the ones that have to give that service back. And that means then, obviously, time constraints, because at the moment it's me and Silvana. The kids do their jobs, and they have certain things that they need to do. But they are going to be more involved as time goes on, and that time is coming up soon, very soon, for one of them. And that should then free me up to then be able to go out and do videos, because at least we know that trust there is still. The trust is still going to be there, because it's still our family that's doing it. And we really, this business, we feel that we could really develop and make it bigger than what it is. To do that, you need people, and we're happy with what we've got. We love the relationship that we have with clients, and we really feel that the amount of trust people give to us, we need to be the ones doing it. So yeah, in short, the short answer to your short question is yes, we will be doing it. I just need a little bit more time, and hopefully should start seeing these coming through certainly within the next month or two, because that for me is going to be a huge part as well of selling this area, and for you to get to know us as well. Do you have a point of contact for a long-term lease while we wait for our residency, for a car lease? Kevin, we do, and I think I've got the right Kevin. If I'm thinking, I think you've already asked me that question once, and I probably didn't email you back. And now I feel guilty, because if it's the person I think it is, it lives just up the hill from me. So, so I must go. What are you laughing at, Tony? Just because I'm being honest.
It doesn't surprise me, though.
Yes, and we did have one in Sulmona that I understand it was getting a little bit busy. There is one in Pretoro on our side of the mountain. Kevin, if it's the Kevin I think it is, send me an email tomorrow. Sometimes if people send me a message on WhatsApp, I get thousands of. I should have not advertised this particular number years ago, which I did. And I get so many messages, unbelievable. Send me another email just to remind me. I'm at the notary tomorrow, but then I'll get back to you with a possibility that you could try somebody. Okay, so yeah, but that's if it's not the Kevin, I think, then just send me an email to info@homeandity.com and I'll come back to you. Do you have more rental properties coming? Yes, we do. We do have. Again, I've been waiting for. The weather was great the week I was off, which was Easter week, and then we've just had this crazy weather. Usually, I have at least 4 or 5 properties. I'm usually 4 or 5 properties ahead in the sense of I've got 4 weeks of videos to go out, and at the minute I'm doing it week by week. And I do have another probably 3 or 4 rental properties to come out. So yes, they will be coming out. I'm hoping to do. In fact, I may even. I need to speak because there's a great one. Friends of ours as well. He's got 2 apartments near to the lake of Carsoli. Absolutely stunning location, and next to a superb restaurant as well. So you may even see me sort of, walking past while I'm on my fitness regime. Sorry. But yes, I may try and get down and do a video of that and put that on next Wednesday. But yeah, keep looking out for the Wednesday ones, because if there are rental properties, it will be on a Wednesday. And I'm just having a quick look. I've got 1, 2, 3 to do. So yes, there will be some, and no doubt there'll be others coming along as well. Who do I need to reach out to if my residency isn't achieved within 18 months? Mark, you can reach out to me. You know you can. I can hear him singing that song, that Reach Out. Who used to sing that song, Tone? Reach out for me. Supremes. I'll be there. Who sang that? Was that the Jacksons?
Diana Ross and Supremes.
Was it? Was it not the Jacksons?
Oh, I don't
know. But anyway, Mark, you can reach out. No, you need to. If you bought the property and the 18 months is coming up, you don't think you're going to get there in time, then we need to be contacting the tax office basically, because you ask for reduced taxes. But I would have thought, Mark, you should be okay. You know what to do. You know my number. Let me know the situation. Let me know what point you're at. And I told you, you always say that Silvana is fantastic and this and that and the other. You should have let her sort out your residence as well. It would have been done by now. No, I'm only joking. But yes, let us know what situation you're in. Let's not get it to the 18 months because it's better to approach the tax office before and say, look, this is the situation, and then we'll go from there. But just let me know what situation you're in, and then we'll go from there. Tony, is there one more? Because I've just seen that Domenico has come in. Have we got one more before we do Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trial? The end. Have we got any more?
I think just a minute. There you go.
Okay. Well, this is the last question then, Tone. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, Tone. Hello. Yeah. And this.
Can you hear me?
He's definitely had a few drinks tonight. Definitely. God, there's a lot of writing on this one. This is quite small. I need my glasses. David, I feel in my gut that we will be neighbours at some point. I'm with you, and I hope so. And he's called Dave, this guy as well. We've already got our Italian passports and codis fiscales. 2 more years after my son finishes high school. So it's not really a question, but Dave, we're here. We'll find you a property with no problem at all. And there's still one that's 150 meters up the road from me. So you just jump all over that one and we can be neighbors. We can be barbecue buddies with no problem whatsoever. Tony's put, oh no, this is there a WhatsApp group set up for the April tour? I'm not on it. Okay, so I know this is very unusual for me, but I'm slightly behind. Don't laugh. Setting up the WhatsApp group. The reason for it was I send emails out to everybody to say, is everybody still coming? Is everything still going? And then please get back to me as soon as possible so I can set up the WhatsApp group. But lots of people didn't get back to me as soon as possible, so I've not set the WhatsApp group up as yet. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'm at the notary's office. I was going to do it tomorrow. By Monday at the absolute latest, the WhatsApp group will be set up. Everybody should have had their emails from me. Everybody is coming. There's no problems with the tour. We're going to be there. Wednesday evening is the meetup, and then we've got obviously Thursday and Friday together. So by Monday afternoon at the latest. I'm saying afternoon now because I'm filming Monday morning. If you notice, I'm pushing everything on as I think about it. I'll do my best to get it done at the weekend. I'll take time out of my weekend and give that to our beautiful tour people coming out. But I sound like a certain person then saying beautiful tour people. I'm not going into that. But yes, the short answer to your very short question is Monday at the latest, you will have the WhatsApp group. Okay, so it's time. It's time for everybody's favorite. It's time for, what's it called again, Tom? Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials.
Are you going to night again?
Are you gonna take that question off now?
Oh yeah, shortly.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm a busy boy. You just yapper on all day, don't you?
Yeah, take your time.
I have 3 million things I've got to go through.
Yeah.
It's here somewhere.
Does it seriously? Did it take that long? Seriously?
Yeah.
There you go. Let's bring Domenico on. Here he is, everybody. Buonasera.
Ciao.
Hey, Dome.
Ciao Tony.
Ciao.
Allora, tutto bene?
Tutto bene, grazie Dave. A
Meno
voi?
male. Tutto bene, grazie.
Prego.
Tom, can you get rid of the thing that's running along the bottom, please, as well? Okay, so in case anybody is wondering who this person that looks like Ringo Starr is at the bottom of our at the bottom of our screen, this is Domenico, our agent from over the Sulmona side, who's going to be finding lots of properties in Sulmona. Now it's become part of the 7% tax scheme. In fact, he found a superb property in Sulmona. È vero che tu hai trovato una
big house.
Big, very big. It's right at the center of Sulmona. It is to restore. Price is superb. It's going to be something like 69,900, including all fees and taxes. Right in the center. Great place. Really partly restored and some going to be a superb place. Hopefully Monday. The tour will definitely see it next week. And we'll get out and do a video as soon as possible. Okay, so this is Domenico, the agent from Sulmona side. He's going to be doing a superb English version of this phrase, and then it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys to guess the film. So remember, I'm winning 24-3. So let's see if anybody gets it tonight. Tony, are you ready?
Yeah. Always ready.
Go for it.
È come un dito che indica la luna. Non concentrative sul dito, altrimenti vi perderete quella gloria celeste.
Bravo Tony.
Grazie Dom.
Tu conosci il film?
No. Però ho un presentimento, cioè
okay.
Ho qualche idea.
It was giving Tony lots of, saying very well done. I said, did you guess the film? And he said, no. Anyway, okay.
Maybe.
Vai, in inglese. Here we go. After Domenico's finished, then you can guess. Vai.
Un attimo che apro.
That's not the English thing, by the way. He's just waiting to open it up.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
It's like a finger point on the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss that heavenly glory.
Bravo. Ottimo.
Thank you, people.
Bravo.
Somebody has to. I think Tony and Domenico could actually be Batman and Robin. Somebody has got to get this. Domenico,
give him a chance.
Domenico nailed it then. No, still nobody yet. Is it going to be 30 points to 3? Can't believe nobody's getting this. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds. Another 10 seconds. I can feel people tapping away on.
Goes up by 10 every time you mention.
Yeah, well, that's because
numbers.
now we've got Moonstruck. Oh, somebody's got it. Is that Maurizio again? He's always
Maurizio.
He's always there, isn't it? He's got to be the king of Google.
Yeah.
Well done, Maurizio. That is right. Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee said it. Dire un'altra volta, Domenico. I'm asking him to do it again because he did it so well. Dire un'altra volta, che proprio preciso. Vai.
Proprio preciso.
Sì.
Allora, it's like a finger pointing on the moon. At moon, giusto.
Sì.
Non c'ho gli occhiali. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss that heavenly glory.
Veramente ottimo, bravo. Io ti do un 10. You get 10 out of 10 for that. Tony, 3. Well,
no, Tony, 9,5.
Grazie.
Va bene,
amico.
Ci vediamo domani al notaio.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye, buona serata.
Ciao,
Ciao Tony.
Ciao.
Tone, well done. Dave and Tony are Waldorf and Starbuck. Okay, mate.
I think we are actually.
Probably. We'll see you later. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed that one. I know we didn't have much of a Q&A, but we got a little bit in there, didn't we? Don't forget, if you've got any ideas for our new news flash things, just for the fun part, send me some. I don't know. You think of something. Give me a news headline for it and send me a few photographs. I'll happily publish them along with photos of the week. Keep those coming as well. Stunning photo of the week. Wherever you are in the world, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be of Abruzzo or Italy. I'll publish them. John, thank you for your 2 photographs today. Your input. I'm sure you're usually on here. I usually see your name somewhere, but I don't know if I've seen it tonight. But big shout out to you. Great photos that you sent in. Thank you so much. Okay, folks. Well, thank you as usual for joining us, for trusting in us, and for supporting us. I really, really do appreciate it, or we really do appreciate it. Remember, next week there's no live stream because of the tour, but we will be back the week after, and that's going to be a Meet the Home Buyer. So that'll be the week after next on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of week and a superb weekend, and we will see you really, really soon.